Hi Ji-Yun, this will be some video feedback for week 3, and I'll begin with the discussion on ethics and copyright, and then I'll include feedback for 2.1, which was the masking exercise, and 2.3, which was the compositing exercise. Ji-Yun, I'm glad you took the trouble to compare the original advertisement by the French fashion brand. And, it's important to note the date of that. It's 1985. That is high postmodernism. And that is, I think, what Koons is lampooning, since his work is somewhat later from a retrospective distance. The Davidovich ad has a lot of the characteristics of postmodern visual media, but in general, but also some specific characteristics of postmodern advertising. And it's very Eurocentric because, after all, and I think Koons picked it because his market, after all, is in Europe, or at least at the time. Also, it's part of a larger series called Banalities, I think, and there are 4 other images that he found. Some of them are like snapshots, Polaroids, all of them contested with lawsuits. But still, the settlements from the lawsuits are far less than probably the price of a single work by Koons. So it's a calculated risk for publicity, I think. Ferry, my feeling is that he was doing okay until he destroyed part of his process. That probably would have, if not exonerated him, at least gotten him a better reputation upon exiting. But there are a lot of things to consider, and in your choice of images for this project, think about what you have learned or become aware of in these 2 cases, and think of how some of these, lawsuits, if this was a real-world situation, might be levied against the person choosing imagery. Ji-Yun, I see 2 Photoshop files. I'm assuming that this is the mask or the silhouette. And let's see, that's from Lindsay in this class. So there it is. I see it's a nicely silhouetted cocktail. And let me take a look at your layers. Oops, window. Layers. There you go. Wow, this looks great. You've got the mask on its own layer. You probably don't need the original photo because it's here, implicit here, but masked. But I'm glad you do include it. I'm just saying that if you wanted to make your file size smaller, you could probably omit this layer. And what's really good about this is that you've got 2 adjustment layers as well. So this is a great example of non-destructive image editing. Now I'm going to take a look at the image size, and this will tell me, how large you can make it. It's quite big. It's 10 by 16 at 300. So you could even make this quite a bit larger. If I scroll around, yeah, it's very detailed. Your mask is nice, very detailed, and these mint leaves makes that drink look pretty appetizing. Of course, it probably wouldn't be this large, but again, you could make it the focus of your ad. It has the ample resolution necessary for that. Ji-Yun, you gave this to me as a PDF, and that's okay. I can still open it in Illustrator, so let's see how that goes here. All right, it's prompting me for some images, which I probably have in the earlier exercise 2.1, but I'll use this as an occasion to distinguish the difference between embedding an image and linking an image. If you link an image, you'll get error messages like this. I'm just going to click through them. Okay, so here is your ad. Make sure it's the right size. It looks like, but it could be a bit small. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's correct. I'm sorry, I was looking at the scale here. Zoom in again. I see you have the correct layers. You've got a layer for the vector logo, a layer for the photo. Notice that it's not showing up. A box with an X through it means that it's a linked image. Okay, and this, and it won't show up because the file is not freestanding. It's calling upon an image that is only on your hard drive, presumably. And so to import an image, let me show you how that's done. To embed an image, it's probably the same procedure. It's File, Place, okay, and then you're going to come up with this dialog box. Now I downloaded something earlier today. I hope it's on my desktop. Yes, here it is. This is Michelle Burbanks in this class. This is one of her images. I'm just going to use it. Oh, most importantly, let me back up. Let me go through that process again. File. Sorry. File. Hang on a second. It's File. Place. Then you'll come up. You'll select your image. You'll come up with this dialog box. Be very careful not to have this selected, okay? If you have this selected, it'll link it and not embed it. So, this is a problem, I think, with the interface for Illustrator. This critical little feature here is buried. So I want to place it, but I want to embed it. I don't want to link it. And I know that it is embedded because it does not have an X through it. And you can edit it. You can scale it up or down. And I would get rid of this. But do you see the difference between linking and embedding? I'm going to end it here. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.